Buenos dias, cadets. It's your host, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Uribe, and my co-host,
Cadet Major Caldwell.
and this is the Flightcast. This Flightcast consists of us talking to the seniors and telling them, or them telling us about their past experience with ROTC and their life experiences. So today's guest is
Yes.
Cadet Diaz. So we're just gonna get right into it, and yeah, we'll see how things go. So, Cadet Diaz, what year are you, and what have you done within the unit, and what's your job?
So I'm a senior and I've been here for 3 years. I am services and I do a lot of work. I basically put in service hours and help R&R and APT with doing whatever activities they have to do.
So let's backtrack a little bit. You know, we're talking about your job now. Let's talk about where you started when you first came in here, and how were you as a freshman, or you came sophomore year. So as a sophomore, or we can talk about your past, because she, as people know, she did come from a different school. So let's talk about that. How were you your freshman year?
My freshman year, I was a little bit different, more different than what I am. I was more of a negative Nancy. And I used to not really talk to a lot of people, and ROTC has opened me up a lot with making new friends and being social and
No, I'm just kidding.
also family members, like a lot of families that I've gotten close to them, and it's ROTC has showed me not to hold grudges and just move on with life and be more motive about it, because you gotta keep striving for it, you know.
So, I do know you came from Marcos to Niza, and then you went to Mesa High, which is where you are now. So, kind of talk about your transition. What was it like? How are you feeling? Did you have friends that you were missing, or were you just excited to get to do something else, or what were your emotions during that time period?
So when I came into ROTC my sophomore year, it was a lot different. I was definitely a little bit upset and sad that I was missing a couple friends. I didn't have much friends in Marcos de Niza, but I had a small friend group, and Mesa High has helped me a lot with making more friends, so I definitely have more friends here. But in the beginning, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I had a really bad attitude with everybody, and now it's just I love everybody.
Yeah, you're completely different from when I met you. So why did you want to join ROTC?
I just wanted to be a better person. I know I could be a better person, but I just needed that little oomph, that little push.
So when you first got here, what was your first impressions of because definitely it's when I first got here, it was way different than my old unit. So how was it when you first got in here?
So when I first got here, it was a little bit difficult because I definitely did not like anybody, and I just wanted to go to my old school. So I kept giving everybody dirty looks. And I didn't like everybody because they were just too motivated, and I wasn't motivated. I wasn't pushed that motivated. So I definitely was a little bit ugh, these people are just nerds. What the heck? I just want to leave already.
So, what flight did you come into?
I came in here in Delta.
You came in Delta. Okay,
So
that's the
our
flight
flight
that I came into as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
You came here second semester.
I came in during the second semester. So I'm just kind of curious, what made the change? Because you are a lot different, and so what made you decide, maybe this is a place that I'll enjoy, or maybe I do want to be here?
So something that motivated me was that being an LG, not an LG NCO, I just liked helping with NCO, being an NCO. But it was the first cadet that reached out to me was Hernandez. She saw I wasn't motivated, and she helped me, push me a little bit. And after that, she just gave me, helped me. I helped her with LG because she told me if I could help her, and I ended up helping her. And I looked up to her in a way, just a little bit, but not a lot, because I was still not really comfortable with everybody. But then I met Cadet Villatoro, and then we had a LG day So it was like we were there like 24/7, literally all day is of school, and I found out friends. You know, I found out okay, maybe I can open up a little bit. I guess you know. So
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't hurt to try. Like, so one of the things you've learned here, I'm guessing, is like not judging a book by its cover and just like getting to know people. Because obviously, I'm just gonna put that out there. I was one of those people you didn't really like, but I get it. If you're in a negative mindset, you don't really want positive people around you just because you're not positive yourself. But I guess when you get to know someone, you really know their actions, I guess, or their vibe. So I would say don't judge a book by its cover, guys, because she judging me. I'm just joking. So moving on to junior year, or let's say second semester when Caldwell got here. When was that like change? When did you specifically change? Do you know exactly when? Like, was it first semester, second semester?
Was it kind of like a pivoting
Yeah.
point for you, or?
it was a pivoting point. Mainly, what changed me the most was second semester. Going on to junior year. I felt like I had to just rewrite my life, honestly, and change everything because I knew if I wasn't confident with myself or prepared for myself, I wouldn't be prepared to have anything come through me, So basically, something that I kept on telling myself was if nobody else is going to give me something, I got to work for it, and the only way to make life better is getting myself together. So I definitely changed after that, and my family had a little situation during the summer, so that definitely helped me a little bit more with that. I would say it was a lot to go through, and I definitely liked it a little bit more because marching band helped me a little bit with that because there's a lot of strict people there. And we got to get things straight, and if we don't get things straight, we got to retry. So, and I knew that marching band is not what I wanted exactly, but I still did it, and it helped me in a way because I learned to accept people yelling at me and getting in trouble with that. So it helped me a lot with that.
So, just so for the audience's sake, Cadet Diaz was in both marching band and JROTC at the same time, and towards the beginning she spent a lot more time with marching band just because it does take up so much time. So I wanted to kind of ask about that. What was it like kind of leaving marching band and transitioning kind of fully into JROTC? What kind of made you decide, I'd rather be in JROTC over marching band, and what kind of made that decision like easier for you?
What made that decision a little bit easier for me was that in marching band, sometimes you don't have time for friends. You just gotta go with it. You gotta just go on with whatever you have to do. And I saw that marching band isn't really quite, how do I say this? Like, we don't work together. We work separate. You gotta get your own drill together. You gotta get on your own point. You gotta make sure that you are doing the right thing. If not, you're gonna mess up everybody. And it does, but it's like in a way it kind of does get you together, but you do become a family with people because you are with them morning, night, and afternoons, or all day on Saturdays. So that is a little bit of a situation. But I saw that ROTC is a more welcoming and more warm-hearted and stuff like that. But marching band is like, okay, get your job done. You got to go on your dot now. And so I saw an opportunity going for ROTC, but not for marching band. You wouldn't get as much scholarships, as much help, as much anything that you need there. In marching band, you don't get that. You got to get yourself together. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of people don't understand with ROTC. It's like there's so many opportunities that the unit like gives you. Like for you, for example, you just won a scholarship for like you won $2,000, not just $1 grand for yourself and $1 grand for the unit, and so like overall $2,000, and another cadet did as well. So it's really great when people get to know how much you can actually do, but people don't understand how much you could actually do within the unit until they get into the unit. So I would say, strive to get into the unit, because obviously it did help out Diaz, it helped out me, it helped out him, it helped out so many people. But moving on with your storyline, so when you went out of marching band, was that like something your parents wanted you to do, or was that something you wanted to do?
It's something I wanted to do, and I was my parents were willing to accept the decision, especially with COVID. If COVID hadn't hit honestly hard, I wouldn't have left marching band, and my life wouldn't have been better, I guess, because my life was a little bit drained from being in marching band. Because in marching band, like at least my year, there was a lot of drama and a lot of things going on with a lot of people, and ROTC was a little bit different because they're, like I said, they were more welcoming. So if marching band wouldn't have canceled all their competitions and everything, and COVID hadn't hit, I would have been in marching band still. But my parents were a little bit hesitant. They were like, "Come on, you got to do it. It's your senior year. It's gonna be cool." But to me, I like the whole show. I like action. I like working for it and stuff like that. And I decided to do it on my own because becoming NCO of LG my junior year was a lot for me. Even though it's like nothing for a lot of people, it meant a lot for me. It meant that I had to take responsibility. I had to be more here. I had to be active. I have to make more friends. And especially with being services now my senior year, it helped me a lot more because I now talk to a lot of cadets. Cadets, I wouldn't say they don't look up to me. Maybe some do, and I don't know about it. But I decided, you know what? I have to change. I have to start talking to freshmen. I have to start talking to juniors, you know, even though it's a little bit late, you know, but I like it a lot, you know, it changes.
So you would say it took you out of your shell?
Yes.
Definitely. So, you can go.
So we've been talking a lot about ROTC, but I kind of want to talk more about like maybe just yourself. Like I know you have a lot of stuff in your personal life, like you have 2 dogs and you love photography and stuff. So let's talk about Mocha. Mocha is one of her huskies, Mocha and Luke. So let's talk about them. Like why did you get these 2 dogs? Like I just remember one day she came in, she was like, "Yeah, I got a husky now. She's really ugly," and yada yada yada. She would always like, she was like, "Yeah, I don't like her at all," and then like 2 months later, she's like, "Yeah, this is the love of my life. I love this dog," and yada yada yada. So talk about like what happened to where you got your dogs. So starting with Mocha and then moving on, and how your mindset changed.
So, well, actually, it all started with Luke. I adopted him at first. I fostered him at first, and I gave him I found him a home, and that dog was before his first ever home was a retired veteran's house. So, and he was a service dog, so he was like a therapist kind of dog, and he knows everything. Like when you're anxious, when you're having trouble with something, he'll be there for you. And Luke actually changed the mindset of my family because back then in the old times we were stuck with obviously the Hispanic dogs, the fluffy white ones that they don't move out of. So we had only small dogs, and then we got Luke, and he was kind of a surprise because my parents didn't want to do foster care for him, and my sister signed us up for it, and she put it under her name, but we ended up taking care of him. And Luke was everything to us. Luke has 2 different eye colors. He's a little bit older, and he has a situation with separation anxiety. So Luke changed the mindset of my parents, and my parents were like, "I want a husky now." And so I was like, "Okay, fine then, I'll get it." I was like, "Are you serious though?" And finally we found a home for Luke, which was my sister that adopted him, because I have 2 sisters. So the youngest, the semi-youngest, oldest, she comes before me, and she adopted him with her family too. And then he had to come back like after a long time because they were gonna have a baby, and it was just too much because they were moving from Tucson to Mesa or to Phoenix, and then we had to take care of him for a while. But during that time we didn't have him. We were looking for a dog, and I cut my hair and I donated it to cancer centers. And so my parents were like, you know what, we gotta congratulate her. So that night, I found Mocha and I texted the people and I was like, I want that dog, like, I want it. And then they were like, sure, like, come on over. And that day, we had to go to, my parents clean offices, and we had to clean a daycare. So we traveled all the way from Avondale to Chandler to go to bring her. And we took her to work, and she was following us all around. But I didn't like Mocha at first because she was like red and she was all dirty and musty looking. And so
wait. So like, okay. So you said you want that dog, but when you saw it, was it like was it?
I don't want this dog.
Did it catfish you? Did it catfish you?
No. So I really actually wanted like a gray one, but my dad wanted Mocha because she was different.
Oh.
And so we told them, I told her that I wanted that dog. And then Mocha, she's a crazy dog, I guess you can say. Mocha's a hybrid of husky and wolf. Her dad is a husky wolf as well, like her, but she's more husky than a wolf kind of hybrid. And so she's my baby, and we match energies all the time now. So whenever I'm like really hyper and excited, she is as well. But I got her more as a gift for congratulations, for getting my hair cut off and doing a good deed, basically. And the lady actually was trying to give her away because there was like 3 more, and she had kids, and they were getting too attached with them. And so it was a little bit difficult. So she was originally for $550, and we got her for $250. So
that's really good. Yeah, for a husky, they're expensive.
And a husky hybrid, like a wolf, it's just
they're expensive, man. I don't know how people do it. People spend like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, do you, like, just randomly, like, this came up to my head. Do you guys remember that incident with Lady Gaga? Like, you guys don't know that? So
Wait, the dogs that got stolen?
Yeah. Her dogs got kidnapped, and like
they shot the nanny of the dogs?
Yeah, something like that. And then
$200,000.
Yeah, she like posted on Twitter like, yo, for whoever stole my dogs, I'll give you guys like 250 grand, or I think it was 500 grand or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's insane to me. That's insane. Like, someone willing to pay that much.
Like, dogs are everything. Like, when you get attached to a dog, like, and people tell you like, how much do you want for it? Like, you're just like, I can't. That's my best friend right there. Like, it's a man's best friend. So.
I guess so. I just like, dude, that's like $500,000. I don't know, man. That's crazy.
But Mocha originally, when it was weird, because when we brought Luke back into the family, she immediately loved him, like immediately, and he portrayed himself as her dad, and he took care of her every time. When my oldest sister's dog would come home, he would protect her from everything and wouldn't want to get close. But my sister's older dog is named Gunner, and that Gunner is the same way as Mocha. She loves playing crazy. Like, she'll fight you if she has to. But she's really sweet. She's the love of my life.
So you said that so you're the baby of the family? You're the youngest? Wow. How is that? Like,
it's definitely a lot. I would say I'm spoiled. I am spoiled. I will accept that. But it's sometimes hard being the baby because everything falls on you. Every mistake that your sister, your brother, your oldest brother, whatever you want to call them, did in their teenage years or in the past, they'll go on you, and they'll be like, I hope you won't be like your sister. Oh, and then if you do something wrong, they'll be like, you're acting just like your sister. I'm not my sister. That's somebody else. I'm myself. I can change the whole book. And especially my parents being pastors, it's a lot harder because my sisters left the ministry when they were my age. But looking at me now, I'm still in the ministry. I'm still like serving God or whatever. They definitely see a little bit difference in me. So they would say like, she's the honor of me because she changed the story. So I'm in the ministry for longer than what my sisters were in the ministry. So.
Okay.
So we've kind of gone through a lot here. So let's just kind of talk about kind of regroup. So we started off talking a bit about why you joined JROTC and what your experiences and initial impressions were before talking a bit about your transitions from high school to high school and what it was like and your emotions. Then we got into kind of each year, your freshman, sophomore, junior, and now your senior year before we kind of got into your personal life, your dogs and your family. So I think now that we've kind of gotten to know you a bit more, I think it's kind of time to kind of get what you have to say to the next future cadets. So if you had one piece of motivation that you could give to the rest of the cadets moving forward, like this year, next year, so on and so forth, what would you say? What would be the one piece of advice you would give?
Don't wait for something to be given to you to change. That's definitely one of the worst things you can ever do. I waited and it was a little bit too late. So I would say just do it for yourself. Don't do it for whatever they give you, whatever you have been given, anything. Don't change it for anything. You do it because you want to and because you have to. It's not about other people looking at you. It's about yourself, you know. It's something that I wish I could change. So yeah.
Okay. That's great. That's some good advice. So to close it off, you know, this week's episode will be up soon, hopefully, and you know, just look forward for the other episodes. This is the Flightcast, and we're out.